Welcome back, riders. Today we are settling the biggest debate for travelers in Southeast Asia: adventure vs touring. Which machine is the...
Vietnam is a biker's paradise, a ribbon of asphalt and dirt stretching over 1,000 miles from north to south.
But this paradise has teeth. Unpredictable weather, potholed roads, and chaotic traffic demand the right tool for the job. In the red corner, we have the adventure bike. Tall, rugged, and built to conquer the unknown. In the blue corner, the touring bike. Built for mile-munching comfort, weather protection, and stability.
Let's talk suspension. Vietnam's roads can change from smooth tarmac to broken gravel in seconds.
The long-travel suspension of the ADV bike swallows bumps, protecting your spine on those long 8-hour days. Touring bikes, with their lower clearance, struggle here. You will feel every imperfection in the road surface. However, on the smooth highway sections, the touring bike strikes back. The ergonomics are unmatched.
The ADV puts you in an attack position, great for control, but potentially tiring for your seat after hundreds of miles. Weather in Vietnam is fickle. The massive fairings and electronic windscreens of a touring...
On an ADV, you are more exposed to the elements. You feel the wind, the rain, and the heat of the tropics.
Now, let's take these bikes to the extreme north, the Ha Giang Loop. This is ADV territory. The agility and leverage of the wide handlebars make the ADV bike dance through tight, technical switchbacks. Here, the touring bike feels like a whale in a swimming pool. Its weight and length become a liability on narrow passes. Low ground clearance is a danger in the mountains. One hidden rock can crack an oil pan on a touring machine.
Sometimes the road just ends. An ADV bike doesn't care. It treats obstacles as part of the fun.
But shift the scene to the Central Coast. The roads open up. This is where the touring bike shines.
The multi-cylinder engines of touring bikes are buttery smooth, reducing fatigue on those 500-kilometer days. Single or twin-cylinder ADV bikes often have more vibration, which can lead to numb hands after hours on the highway.
Packing for a month in Vietnam? Touring bikes offer integrated, lockable, and waterproof luggage systems.
ADV bikes usually rely on aluminum boxes or soft bags. Rugged, yes, but less secure and harder to organize.
If you are bringing a partner, the touring bike is the only choice. It's like a sofa on wheels for the pillion.
On an ADV, the passenger sits high. It's exciting, but less comfortable for long durations due to the stiffer seat. Entering the cities is a nightmare for the big touring rig. The width prevents you from filtering through traffic.
The ADV bike's height allows you to see over the cars, planning your escape route through the urban chaos.
Tires matter. ADV bikes use dual sport rubber, offering grip on gravel, mud, and broken concrete.
Touring bikes run on road tires, great for grip on the highway, but useless the moment you touch wet clay or sand.
In remote areas like the Central Highlands, gas stations are scarce. The massive fuel tanks of ADV bikes are a lifesaver. Touring bikes also have large tanks, but their heavier weight and larger engines often result in lower fuel economy.
You will drop the bike. It happens. An ADV bike is designed to be dropped and picked up repeatedly.
Dropping a 400-kilogram touring bike is a disaster. It's nearly impossible to lift alone, and the fairings crack easily. If you break down in a village, a local mechanic can likely patch up a mechanical ADV bike.
The sophisticated electronics of a high-end touring machine often require specialized dealer tools found only in big cities. There is an undeniable cool factor to the ADV. It says, "I can go anywhere." It fits the spirit of Vietnam.
The touring bike commands respect. It says you have arrived in style and comfort.
Practicality check. It is much easier to rent mid-sized ADV bikes in Vietnam than full-sized touring rigs.
Renting or buying a touring bike is a massive investment. ADV bikes offer better value for the rough conditions.
So halfway through our analysis, the adventure bike is winning on versatility, but the touring bike holds the crown for comfort. Let's dive deeper into specific Vietnamese scenarios.
Scenario 1. The tropical downpour. When the sky opens up, the touring bike's stability and protection are God tier.
Scenario 2, road construction. In Vietnam, highways often turn into mud pits. The ADV bike handles this safely.
Scenario 3. The local ferry. Getting a heavy touring bike onto a narrow, wobbling plank is a heart-stopping experience.
The ADV bike hops onto the ferry with ease, its clearance preventing it from getting hung up on the ramp.
Scenario 4. Night riding. While not recommended, if you must ride at night, the touring bike's headlights are superior. ADV owners often add auxiliary lights, but stock for stock, the touring bike usually wins the illumination battle.
A strange psychological factor. The dignified look of a touring bike sometimes attracts less scrutiny than a muddy ADV. Parking in Vietnam is tight. Sidewalks, hotel lobbies. The ADV's smaller footprint makes life easier.
Leaving your bike for lunch? The touring bike's central locking system secures your helmet and gear instantly.
The standing position on an ADV gives you a better view of the stunning Vietnamese landscape over fences and traffic.
Heavy touring bikes have incredible braking systems, often linked, keeping the bike flat and stable during panic stops.
ADV bikes have switchable ABS, allowing you to lock the rear wheel, a crucial technique for off-road control.
Touring bikes are tech powerhouses with GPS and audio systems. ADV tech focuses on ride modes and traction control.
Imagine cruising the coast listening to your favorite tunes through high-quality speakers. That is the touring advantage.
But the ADV feels more connected to the journey. It wears the dust of the road as a badge of honor.
The ADV community in Vietnam is huge. You will find fellow riders, spare parts, and advice everywhere.
Versatility is the key word. The ADV bike is the Swiss Army knife of motorcycles.
The touring bike is a specialist tool. It does one thing perfectly: covering distance on good roads. Is there a middle ground? Sport tourers exist, but in Vietnam, they often suffer the same clearance issues as pure tourers.
For many, the sweet spot isn't the giant 1200cc beasts, but the mid-size ADV bikes. Lighter, cheaper, capable.
At the end of a 10-hour ride, the touring rider will have more energy left to explore the destination.
But the ADV rider will have had more fun getting there, turning every detour into an adventure.
Season matters. In the dry season, a touring bike is viable. In the rainy season, it's a liability.
If you buy a bike in Vietnam to sell later, ADVs hold their value better and are easier to sell to travelers.
ADV culture encourages personalization. Making the bike yours is part of the experience. Note that ADVs are tall.
Touring bikes carry their weight low. Once moving, they are surprisingly balanced and easy to handle.
Do you want the quiet hum of a spaceship or the mechanical growl of a tractor? Your ears decide. For content creators, the ADV bike fits the rugged explorer aesthetic perfectly against Vietnam's mountains. In Vietnam, the unexpected happens every mile. The ADV's agility gives you a split-second advantage. Your bike dictates your route. The touring bike keeps you on the highway. The ADV unlocks the entire map.
To summarize, choose the ADV for freedom, rough roads, the Ha Giang Loop, and the true spirit of exploration. Choose the touring bike if you stick to coastal highways, prioritize luxury, and have a passenger who demands comfort.
But for a full cross-Vietnam trip, the infrastructure is improving, but it's still wild out there.
The adventure bike takes the win. It is the only machine that allows you to experience all of Vietnam.
You don't want to turn back because the road got too rough. You want to push through.
Whichever you choose, gear up properly. Vietnam is beautiful, but it demands respect.
The road is calling. The only wrong choice is staying home.
Are you Team ADV or Team Touring? Let us know in the comments below.
Thanks for riding with us. I'm Arthur. Stay safe, keep the rubber side down, and see you on the road.